Hello, and I guess happy Easter Monday. Today's Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK. It's about 12:30. I've just dropped my daughter off for a little bit of a interaction with her school friends. She's meeting up with a few of them outside, and it is snowing here in the UK, but she insists she has to go out because she needs that interaction. So those of you who see me for the first time, my name, as I always say, is Shafiq Villasanti. I'm a coach, an author and a speaker. Hashtag just call me chef. But as I always say, and this is the meaning of this very blog today, I am the survivor of 2 suicide attempts. First in 2006 and second in 2016. And the meaning of this blog today is that I am beyond frustrated. I am beyond annoyed. I am just so concerned about what's happening and what is unraveling in the world as we speak now. This isn't down to the virus, this isn't down to vaccines, this is nothing to do with that. This is down to the bloody epidemic, the catastrophe that is unfolding with regards to people's mental health. Okay, somebody who's been there twice, somebody knows exactly what it takes to reach that point in your life. Somebody knows exactly what the dark thoughts are, the depression, the anxiety, the fear, the overwhelm, the terrified nature of what's going on in your head, and you literally want to press pause on the world. And then in that confusion, you see out in action. I only know too well what it is like to be there. And I know, having the sort of week I've had this week, and people reaching out to me yesterday on Easter Sunday on the top of a bridge wanting to jump, how desperate things are. And this is just me, one person of the 8 billion people in the world who is being allowed, if you will, to share or experience these individuals' emotions and the fear in them. And what do? We pay it lip service. Let's not beat around the bush. We pay it lip service. If we bloody cared as society, if we bloody cared as human beings, if we bloody cared as a species, then we'd be helping these individuals. I know only too well what it takes. I know only too well what happened for me in 2006 and in 2016, and I know that if somebody had reached out to me on those Fridays, those 10 years apart, and said, Shafiq, are you okay? If somebody had picked up the phone, if somebody had sent me an email, if somebody had actually spoken to me, then I wouldn't have done what I'd done. I wouldn't have seen out the actions. But instead of that, we have people who are that desperate that they are ringing around and no one's picking up the phone. They are sending messages and nobody's answering. They are doing all they can do to try and help, and yet nobody is there. And I am beyond frustrated now, because why aren't we acknowledging the fact? And if we do try and help somebody, then we're being told or could tell, but it's private to them, it's personal to them. We don't think it's right that they should let this out. It's a personal story to them. Yeah, I get that. I get that it was personal to me, and it took me a long time to open up, as I did in 2016 when I wrote the book. No, in 2019 when I wrote the book. I can't even remember when I wrote the book. But had I not shared how I was feeling, and had I not given an insight into how I was feeling in that moment, then nobody else would know. And had I not shared in what I was feeling and what I went through, then I wouldn't be receiving messages today from people saying, thank you, you saved my life last night. Because I opened up, because I didn't care anymore, because people needed to know what is going on. And I am beyond frustrated when we all have to try and sugarcoat what's going on because of people's emotions. You reach that point in your life where you put a ligature around your neck. You reach that point in your life where you drive towards a wall at 50 miles an hour because you're saying, this is it, I've had enough. You are crying out for somebody to listen to you, to help you through this moment, to put their arm around you, say, to pull you away. And yet we are now saying, oh, I don't think they need to know that. Well, you know when somebody's splattered against the wall, you know when somebody's swinging from a ligature, don't we? We know all of a sudden, now we know it. These people are crying out for our help. So stop pussyfooting around and saying, but I acknowledge it. Do something about it. For God's sakes, do something about it. It doesn't take 2 seconds to send a message. It doesn't take it doesn't take anything from you. Where is the damage in you to, where is the harm in you to, it's not detrimental to you to reach out to somebody. It's not. But we just allow it to happen. We allow it to silently happen all around us. And I am on my high horse. Because I care. Because I care about anybody out there who's struggling, who's suffering, who's reaching such lows, who's confused, who wants to press pause on the world and play catch up, but because they can't press pause on the world and just catch up, they say, well, somebody else listen to me now. Listen to me now. You might listen to me now. And I wrote that very word in the book. I think it's on the back of my book. Now you'll listen, see me slumped over the steering wheel of my car. Now you'll know how desperate I was. I think I wrote that. I'm pretty sure I wrote that. And there are millions of people out there now saying, now you will eventually listen to me. These people, when they reach such lows, aren't just looking for attention. They're not. Things that certain ITV celebrities might have said about certain royals. Who were they to say that somebody in that situation was playing the sympathy card? You cannot treat it like that. You cannot. Guilty and innocent until proven guilty, whatever you want to say. And yet there's another statistic, and there'll be another 9 guys here in the UK today that have taken their lives, and there'll be another 54 individuals in the UK have taken their lives, and they're the ones that actually know about. So please, do your bit to try and help. Please share the hell out of this. This will go on my Instagram. This will go on my Facebook. This will go on my YouTube. I'm not naming names. I'm not naming individuals. There's no breach of confidentiality here. But last week, there were 3 people that came my way who were that desperate. That desperate. And that's only me that they chose to speak to. It's hard. It's hard to shoulder that. But most importantly, as I've said to a few people who reached out to me today, I know I'm doing the right thing by sharing my experiences and by helping people get through. And in some way, I hope people will get the message now. We are too cocooned in society where we just care about what happens in these 4 walls. And we care so much about what happens in these 4 walls that we don't want to allow ourselves what's happening outside of these walls. And then when we are challenged with somebody else's life, we go, oh, I don't think they'd like to know that. I don't think we need to share that. Well, these people are that desperate at the moment that they want to share how they're feeling, but they feel they can't because they don't know how to. I didn't know how to share what I wanted to do in 2006 until I dropped with that ligature. I didn't know how to share how I was feeling in 2016 when I hurtled towards that censuration at 15 miles an hour. I didn't know how to express it, but I wanted to. Sorry, I thought my son was coming out. So people do need to know. People do need to be allowed into somebody else's life. Because in that state of fear and confusion and overwhelm that you are when you're about to see out that action, as I was, you're confused, you're muddled, you're not coherent, you're not thinking straight. And then you take that next step because you're terrified of what's going on in your mind anyway. You think, I can't deal with this anymore. And you're just so overwhelmed and fearful. And then when you take that next step, you are so afraid. And when you realise you've made a mistake like I did when I'm trying to free myself off and when I'm turning away from the central reservation as I tried to, it's that sense of fear and panic and dread and what the have I done? It is gut-wrenching. It is literally like that roller coaster where your stomach just falls out of you, but with that feeling but the overwhelming fear. And it's just, I don't want anybody to go there. So please, share this message. I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what people are going through now. But I also realise that this life we have is a gift. It's a precious gift. And we can live it to the absolute maximum and to its absolute fullest if we just fix a few issues in our own lives. We don't put a plaster over it. We address it. We talk about it. We open up. We almost normalise that people are struggling. But we normalise how powerful we are, and that we aren't fearful to say, "How are you doing? I don't know how to speak to you because I haven't been there, but I know that speaking to you is the most powerful thing that you need at the moment. Somebody to listen to. You haven't got to be there to understand it. We are compassionate. We are soulful. We are herd animals, pack animals. We have that interaction. We know what it's like to be listened to and to be seen as if to be loved, to be nurtured, to be cared." And that's why I'm putting this out. Okay, so I'll put this out on my YouTube, shafiqempowermentcoaching.co.uk. Let's stop this travesty, this national disgrace, this worldwide disgrace of people not knowing who to turn to. Let's stop this. Let's stop this now. Let's do what we can. So have those conversations. Please reach out. And if you want to know more about my services, www.shafiqempowermentcoaching.co.uk. If you want to know more about my story, go to my website, www.shafiqempowermentcoaching.co.uk. Get a copy of There's No Shame. Hashtag Just Call Me Chef. You can follow me on all my relevant media. I'm a success story from somebody who knows what it's like to have nothing to live for, but picked himself up with two amazing kids, with an amazing wife, with all the trappings of everyday life that I threw it away. I gave up, and I picked myself up again. So if I can do it, then you can do it. And hopefully this will serve to inspire people that you are amazing and you can get through anything you want in life. Have a great day. Have a great Easter. Reach out if you're struggling. Don't be afraid of prescription drugs. Don't be afraid of alternative therapies. Don't be afraid of meditation, CBD, antidepressants. Don't be afraid of conversation. Take a step in the right direction by opening up and letting people in. Have a great Easter Monday. Look after one another, look after each other, and God bless you. Stay calm, stay positive, and I shall see you all soon. Lots of love. Cheers. Bye.